Absolutely amazing. Okay, let's talk about the college football landscape and where the game is going. I'll ask the question, plain and simple. The first day the transfer portal opened for next season, first day was December 3rd. We had over 1,000 players enter their name the first day. There were 3,200 there by the end of the first week. The transfer portal has become like free agency, and coaches use it because coaches got to fill holes on rosters, and coaches got to win games and keep their jobs and keep the alumni happy and sell tickets and jerseys and all that. But boy, the free agency to me is just taking something off it, because not only is a coach like Brady Hoke got to recruit at a group of five school, not a power five, but a group of five. Not only has he got to recruit unique kids to come here to play at San Diego State, then it's like he's got to re-recruit his own kids at the end of each calendar year to stay rather than go. And it's happening all around the country. And it's really happening at the quarterback position. I mean, I think I kept track. I want to say there have been 18 starting quarterbacks who have left schools. The starters have left schools to jump into the transfer portal and gone other places. We have kids now that have been at 4 schools in 4 years.
Wow.
To play. Now that to me is absurd, because last I checked, the goal is not only to play football, but to get your college degree and graduate and have a future.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys are just going. And then you got that, and then you got the NIL payments. And there's a financial bidding war that's going on with all these kids. Part of me, that's out of control, and the NCAA refused to do anything to control it. There'll be a new president taking over. The former mayor of the city of Boston is taking over as the head of the NCAA in place of the retiring Mark Emmert. Emmert's parting gift was a transfer portal and the NIL. And I don't think either one of those things is really good for college football. Now, I'm not going to get into the argument about amateurism versus professionalism and who was making all the money the university was off the backs of all these kids that are going to school. But I just think it's had a huge negative impact in the operation of college football programs.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it a lot harder. Like, think about what Brian Dutcher has had to do with the basketball program at the Aztecs. He's always looking for transfers and looking for 4-year players, and he's been able to find a nice balance. But now when you expand that to how many players are on a college football roster, it's like over 100, right?
Yes.
I mean, so how do you manage that? It's got to be really hard. The world is changing, and so now the coaches have to shift with it. But I'll bet you this. Well, how many are in the portal now? 3,000? I bet you 2/3 of them want to go play for Coach Prime in Boulder.
He's recruited very well, but Jackson State, they're not real happy, because he took 7 coaches and 22 Jackson State players entered the portal. And I think 5 of them so far have wound up at Colorado. But, college football was recruit you, we'll develop you as a player, you work towards your degree, it's your alma mater. And these kids are coming and going. Like I said, these quarterbacks spend 4 schools in 4 years.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's absolutely over the top. So I'll be interested to see what the new president of the NCAA can do in terms of the structure of the transfer portal and what they can do to actually control the situation about the NIL and the amount of money that some of these players are getting. Okay, final question. We've kind of answered the questions about the new leadership of the NCAA and what has to happen. I'll be intrigued to see what the structure of the payment plan works out. I found it unbelievably offensive. I'll give you a prime example of why the NIL is so out of control. University of Kentucky has gotten all these blue ribbon basketball players every year, all these McDonald All-Americans, 5 stars. And one of their players got involved at Kentucky. It was kind of a bidding situation. Well, where am I going to go? And I hear there, and he decided to go to Kentucky. And then he didn't get eligible. And so he sat that year, and he opted out to go to the NBA. And he wound up being a late first-round draft pick. And his parting farewell to the people of the University of Kentucky was, thanks for the wheels.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. That was his NIL gift from big cigars from the alums.
Right.
Thanks for the wheels. Not the opportunity to go get a degree or play at UK for Calipari, but thanks for the wheels. And that to me is just a bad prime example of what college athletics has become because of the NIL and the fact the NCAA would not handle the NIL.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was an extreme case because that guy didn't play at all. And so he didn't really even earn the NIL money or the wheels that he got. But look at here locally with San Diego State, and they have a unique program, this Mesa Foundation, where they get the kids involved in these kind of charitable philanthropic events, and they kind of spread the money somewhat equally, so it's not a have and have not situation. And now these kids, you're not going to have, like, who was the kid that played for Connecticut that was like starving? Remember, he couldn't like pay for his meals. He went on to the NBA and had a great run. These kids now, they can at least have some walking around money, and I think that's a good thing.
Well, we'll see where it goes. There will be some structural change in the NCAA with the new incoming president.